WCBI News at 10 starts now.
New information on a deadly crash that happened in Lowndes County yesterday evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cash Matlock.
That's right, and I'm Jory Talley. We now know the name of the Alabama man who was killed. Coroner Greg Merchant says the victim is 38-year-old Jesse J. Morgan III of Vernon, Alabama. The Mississippi Highway Patrol responded to the one-car crash on Highway 12 East near Lone Oak Road. MHP Troop G Public Affairs Sergeant Derek Beckham says Morgan was traveling east in his car when he ran off the left side of the road and overturned. Morgan was unrestrained and pronounced dead at the scene by the coroner. The accident remains under investigation by the Mississippi Highway Patrol.
Another fatal crash happened in Webster County over the week. MHP Troop G Public Affairs Officer Sergeant Derek Beckham says the victim is 61-year-old Ronald G. Gary of Eupora. At about 3 today, MHP responded to a one-car crash on Highway 82 near the Natchez Trace Parkway in Webster County. Beckham says Gary was traveling east on Highway 82 when he ran off the right side of the road and overturned. He was pronounced dead at the scene by the Webster County coroner. This accident remains under investigation by MHP. And 3 vehicles crashed into each other on Highway 45 in Columbus. It happened earlier today at the intersection of Blue Cut Road and Highway 45 right beside Cadence Bank. Columbus police and fire departments responded to the scene as well as paramedics. It's unknown if there were any injuries. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation.
Well, dozens came out to the Lowndes Funeral Home today to remember the life of longtime District 1 Constable Willie Hoot West.
That's right, Jory. Family, friends, and law enforcement officers from all over the state came together to celebrate and remember the life of Constable West. Willie Hoot West passed away Thursday, 3 days after he was involved in a one-vehicle crash. On Sunday, those that knew and loved him came together for his funeral service to mourn and reflect a man many admired.
We've lost a really good man and a really good friend.
Just the way he handled things, that in itself was a big asset. You always had somebody you could go to or turn to.
He was very honest, straight up guy.
Gary Collins says he's been friends with Constable West since the early 70s. He says the constable's passing is a loss for the entire community, which he had served for more than 50 years.
Just such a loss, you know, him not being around anymore, because I guess we all depended on him pretty much, you know. He was kind of old school, but he got things done.
Lieutenant Rick Jones, another longtime friend of Constable West, says West was just as good of a person when he was off duty.
I remember Constable West when I first started back in my law enforcement career in the early 80s, and he was always there. He's one of those steadfast people that you could always go to.
He cared about people very much, and he, like I said, he would do anything to help anybody. He really would. Go out of his way.
And everyone in attendance agrees that Lowndes County isn't quite the same without him.
Definitely he will be greatly missed. Like I said, he was the mainstay and somebody we could always count on and somebody we always could go to.
Willie Hoot West served as the District 1 Constable in Lowndes County for 52 years and was re-elected 12 times.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends. In Starkville, a church burglary led to police detaining 2 juveniles. SPD Public Information Officer Brandon Lovelady says the burglary happened at Trinity Presbyterian Church on Hospital Road yesterday afternoon. The juveniles were released to their guardians and will be processed through youth court. Anyone with any information is asked to call the Starkville Police or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers.
Ackerman police are investigating an armed robbery. It happened yesterday afternoon at Honey's Laundromat. Chief Timothy Cook says investigators have an image of this man that was taken from the store's surveillance camera. The chief says a person of interest is in custody. If anyone has any information about this case, call the Ackerman Police Department or the North Mississippi Crime Stoppers. Well, it's time now for our first look at our forecast with meteorologist Kendall Smith. Kendall, pretty good day out there, not too bad for Mother's Day.
Yes, Cash. Well, we are currently seeing a pretty pleasant evening outside. This is taking a live look in downtown Tupelo in our Alpha Insurance Skycam, and we are finally dry, which is a nice change of pace over the past several days, seeing all that rain. So temperatures will dip into those mid-50s overnight. But currently we're sitting at those mid-60s. So 64 in Columbus, 63 in Starkville, as well as 59 in Winona. So tonight, dropping down into those mid-50s. Patchy fog is possible. Clouds will decrease, and then tomorrow we will make it into those mid-70s.
Speaking of weather, the governor of Mississippi, Governor Phil Bryant, issues a state of emergency. Bryant signed a state of emergency in response to the severe storms and flooding that's impacted the state since May 8th. MEMA says multiple counties have experienced major flooding issues. That's led to river flooding, backwater flooding, and to many road closures of highways and county roads. Damage has also been assessed in Pike and Emmett counties due to possible tornadoes. The State Emergency Operations Center is activated and has coordinated state resources to the county level through the response phase. Impacted residents are encouraged to report any damages and unmet needs to their local EMA office. Well, obviously, speaking of wet weather and severe weather, it's been a wet one for most of our area on this Mother's Day. It's also been very stormy and wet across the eastern half of the country, including right here in the south, following rounds of rain and severe thunderstorms.
That's true, and it's like the worst of it has been here in the south. We've been slammed by days of torrential rain and widespread flooding. Here's Meg Oliver with more.
After days of relentless rain, New Orleans looked more like a swamp, closing roads and shutting down public transportation. In Baton Rouge, the storm sent trees crashing onto roofs and caused water to bubble out of sewers. Here in Church Point, Louisiana, flooding shut down neighborhoods.
When it floods too bad, we get water in our house. Not too much we can do. Just wait for the water to go down.
The storm system started a week ago, drenching multiple states from Texas to Virginia. In waterlogged Stone County, Mississippi, flash floods trapped more than a dozen people in RV parks.
The water was going down and all of a sudden it just rose and it just overtook the park. There's nothing more we could do. We all evacuated, got out.
I lost everything, sir. I lost everything.
Nearby highways were overflowing from torrential rain. In Dauphin Island, Alabama, the storm ripped roofs off buildings. Over in Gulf Shores, Alabama, workers sawed through debris after strong winds toppled trees onto cars at a local zoo. No animals were hurt. In Hillsdale, Mississippi, severe weather derailed a freight train, leaving more than 20 cars bunched together like an accordion. No one was injured. And a tornado touched down outside Norfolk, Virginia, knocking down trees and power lines.
The powerful but slow-moving system now stretches from Florida to here in New York City. Rain is expected to drench the Northeast through at least Monday evening. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
Dog owners need to be on alert in Starkville police say the canine distemper virus is back in the area. As of right now, there are no reports of dogs with the virus. The department posted the information on its Facebook page on Friday. The post says 3 raccoons within city limits have tested positive for the virus over the last month and a half. The virus is highly contagious and is found in animals like dogs, raccoons, ferrets, skunks, wolves, and foxes.
This is something that we see, periodically. This isn't the first time we put things out about it over the years. It's a highly contagious virus. We just want to bring awareness to it that we are seeing cases again. These are wild raccoons that we've seen them at this point, but it is can be seen in other canine species. We just recommend that you stay up to date on your shots with your pets.
Canine distemper is spread by direct contact, which includes sneezing or coughing, and also indirect contact, which includes sharing bedding and water bowls with an infected animal.
Happy Mother's Day to all of you wonderful moms out there. Coming up after the break, we're going to have this week's Mom to Mom. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, chores are something most people learn at a young age, but what's a good age to start? Here's this week's Mom to Mom.
Do your kids hate chores just as much as mine do? My kids are 8 and 6, and we are just now getting into teaching chores. In hindsight, I wish I had started a little bit earlier. A 2-year-old can start with easy chores, such as cleaning up their room, getting their socks out of the drawers and attempting to put them on by themselves, putting the dirty clothes in the hamper. Those are all easy things that a 2-year-old could do and give them a sense of accomplishment. As the kids get older, the chores can become a little bit harder, and they can take on some of mom's chores and give mom a little bit more free time. Chores such as folding their clothes, helping you do the laundry, dress themselves, pick out their own clothes. They can help you set the table and help you load the dishwasher or put the dirty dishes in the sink and make their bed in the morning. So little things that the moms are doing right now, they can do for you. With chores, it always comes with an incentive, whether that be a monetary incentive, whether that is a screen time incentive, playtime, snack time. Whatever motivates your child, that's what you should work into chores. I'd love to hear what you're doing at home, so like us on Facebook and send me what you're doing at home with your kids and chores. I'll see you next week.
Mom to Mom is brought to you by Mom to Be on Wilkins Wise Road in Columbus. Your first alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Kendall Smith.
Well, a really pleasant evening out there. Currently, this is taking a live look in downtown Columbus on our Alpha Insurance Skycam, where temperatures are currently sitting in those mid-60s, northwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's a really favorable evening. So across the board, temperatures are sitting in those mid-60s, 63 in Starkville, 65 in West Point, 61 in Amory, and we'll be dropping into the 50s for your overnight lows. So we're looking at 55 in Starkville, 57 in Columbus, and 57 down in Macon. Mostly clear skies are expected. So looking on satellite and radar, this is our current setup. That cold front that brought all those rain chances to us earlier in the week has since pushed off to the east. And check this out, high pressure starting to build in, which means drier conditions are in store and lots of sunshine. So this is a great change of pace from the last several days where we saw a lot of rain. So by the time you wake up in the morning, check this out. Lots of sunshine is to be expected, and this will be the story as we go through your Monday. So this is stopping this when the kids are getting out of school tomorrow. Still lots of sunshine, but then the clouds do start to move back in Monday evening. So by the time you wake up on Tuesday morning, we're just seeing partly cloudy skies. Those clouds will start to increase more as we go through the afternoon on your Tuesday, becoming mostly cloudy, but then those clouds will start to decrease overnight on Tuesday, and then by the time you wake up in the morning on Wednesday, some more clouds. But the trend for the next several days is going to be sunshine, clouds, sunshine, clouds. But if you haven't noticed, we have not talked about any rain chances, and that's because we won't be seeing very much rain over the next several days. So the greatest chance to see some rain, however, will come on your Wednesday. We're seeing some shower activity on Wednesday morning. This will continue to be the trend throughout the day on Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon as well. Might see an isolated shower or two, but not everyone will see rain. And then on Thursday, we'll dry back out again. We'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be a really great day to get outside and do something outdoors. So your car wash forecast for the next several days looks to be really great. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Get outside and wash the car because I'm sure it probably needs it. So for this evening, we'll be dropping down into those low 50s. And then for tomorrow, we'll be making it into those 70s, maybe slightly warmer to our south, 77 in Starkville, 79 in Philadelphia. Pretty really great days in store for us. Lots more sunshine is in store, and then an isolated shower or two by the middle of the week.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Fewer things are more sacred than a rivalry game between Ole Miss and State. Game 3 of the series in Oxford presented different challenges for both teams. For MSU, it would mean a sweep of the Rebels on their turf, while for Ole Miss, it meant rebounding and holding off those brooms. A 9-run inning, though, from MSU would be the bow that would wrap up the entire weekend. Now let's head over to Oxford for Game 3. MSU going for the sweep over Ole Miss. On Mother's Day, Peyton Plumlee on the mound for the Dogs. Tyler Keenan singles through right field, and that will keep the inning alive. Next batter, Thomas Dillard launches one deep into right center field. That'll be a triple for Dillard, who scores Keenan, and the Rebs are leading by 1 early in the game. Gunnar Hoglund throwing for the Rebs, top of the 4th and 2 outs. Gunnar Halter singles up the middle to keep the inning alive. And 2 on for State. Next batter, Marshall Gilbert gets an RBI single, scoring Skelton. And tying the game at 2, Gilbert advances to second on the throw. Later in the inning, bases loaded and State up by 2. Luke Hancock singles through left field, scoring 2 more for Mississippi State. They go up 6-2 and keep track of the score. Then Justin Foscue gets in on the action with a double down the left field line. That'll score Tanner Allen, putting State up 7-2. And then Rowdy Jordan answers with a double down the right field line this time. 2 more dogs able to come home for the score. State continues to stretch the lead, now up 9-2. I told you to keep an eye on that score. Next batter, the man who started the 2-out rally, Dustin Skelton, lines one to left for an RBI single. State with a 9-piece spicy 4th inning, and the Diamond Dogs would go on to complete the sweep, beating Ole Miss by a final of 11-5. We caught up with some of the Bulldogs after the game.
We've kind of done that this year, though. If you've watched us enough, we string some hits together. We had the rally last night and the rally today. We kind of get hot like that. We have a lot of really good hitters that can build on each other.
One goal in mind, win the first one. If we can win the first one, we can win the second one. Win the second one, we can win the third one. So it was just go out there, get after them each and every day, and play to the best of our ability.
I grew up an Ole Miss fan, and it was a hard decision coming here. And I don't take anything back, man, because when you put these colors on, you run out between the lines, and you're playing for your state. It doesn't matter where the other school's from, but it does make it a lot sweeter when it's Ole Miss.
Well, Mississippi State has swept Ole Miss its last 2 times at Swayze Field. This is the Bulldogs' 4th consecutive win over the Rebels this season. Well, coming up after the break, we check in on a former Ole Miss Rebel. This time he's in the pros. Stay with us. About 2 weeks ago, former Ole Miss wide receiver A.J. Brown was selected as a Tennessee Titan in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft. After being selected, Brown saying just how excited he was to get on the field and get right to work. Now, the Starkville native is getting his cleats wet on the pro football turf, getting caught up on the work and dedication that it takes to compete at the highest level. Brown continuing to say that the opportunity is unimaginable.
Me doing it at this level now, it feels surreal, and now all I'm trying to do is right now just learn as much as possible. So then I learn from the older guys. Right now, I just really want to show that I'm a hard worker. I just want to be a part of the team. Nothing special. I'm just going to come out here and work my tail off.
It's Mother's Day at the ballpark, and players wearing pink in support of breast cancer awareness. We head to the top of the 2nd. No score and a runner at 3rd base. Ender Inciarte lines a single into left field. That's able to score Johan Camargo, and the Braves have the first lead of the afternoon. Top of the 3rd, Braves up by 1. Camargo with a grounder into shallow left for a single. Ronald Acuna able to come home along with Nick Markakis as well. And just like that, it's a 3-0 lead for the Braves. Same inning, Tyler Flower up to bat with 2 outs. And 2 on, hits a single into right field. Camargo then comes in to score while the Diamondbacks get the 3rd out that they need to put an end to the inning. They're going to chase him between 1st and 2nd. Oh, and he's out. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Braves leading by 4 runs. Karsten Kelly at the plate lines a single out into center field. Nick Ahmed gets waved on home. Going to come around. And now Arizona gets their first run of the afternoon. That momentum for Arizona kicks on in during this 4th inning. Adam Jones becomes a boxer with this knockout. The ball is out of the park. A 2-run homer off Max Fried that brings the Diamondbacks within just 1 run. But Atlanta is able to hang on for a 5-3 victory over Arizona. The Braves are now headed back home with a series sweep under its belt. And some other scores from around the Major League. The Cardinals finishing up a 4-game series against the Pirates. St. Louis falls 1-3 in the series. Next up for the Cards, they head to Atlanta and take on the Braves Tuesday evening. And the Cubs beat the Brewers 4-1 at Wrigley Field. The Cubs hit the road to play a 3-game series at Cincinnati next, beginning on Tuesday. That's it for sports. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with your last look and a final look at your forecast.
Well, although it was kind of a wet Mother's Day, we did have some sunshine peek through. This is a happy Mother's Day to all our moms out there and the WCBI staff, Mama Dickie, and as well as my mother as well. And then
we're throwing it back. I'm my mother's angel, apparently, in this picture. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Oh, I love it.
I have 2 moms.
Oh. I think we all have more than one. They say it takes a village.
It does. It absolutely does.
Well, happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful moms out there. We hope you have a great week. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.